Hi, I'm Jesse Krier from K2 Ranch in Clayton, Wisconsin. Welcome to Greatmats Horse Training Series. So what we're going to do now is we're going to actually lay this filly down. This filly is a little bit, explores the option of flight from everything fearful. She doesn't look like it right now. We've worked her a few days and she's doing really well. But we've also got to take that flight away from her. She's got a lot of flight. It doesn't look like it here, but she really does. So this is toward the end of her training session today. We don't do this on a fresh horse. This is a horse we'll do, or this is a technique we'll use at the end of a session and to get her a little bit more trusting. This is a trust gaining technique. And all I do is I take a rope and there's a loop in it here, and I'm gonna make a figure 8 in it to make it less invasive on that foot. We're gonna put it around her foot. Pull it tight and make it secure. And make it as comfortable as possible. We run it up to the saddle. We'll also, as we're doing that, we're going to make sure our saddle's tight because this is going to pull on the side of that saddle quite extensively. And as I said in one of the other series, this is not a good saddle, and we don't use a good saddle, especially for this technique. This is an old breaking saddle. It fits a horse good. It's good for me to ride in, but it's not new. We'll take this rope and run it up over the saddle horn, just a 1/2 inch in it. We're gonna have our rein in our hand. Other rein will go over the saddle horn. I like to tuck it through here until she gets the initial figuring out what this is out of the way, and that's where this is gonna be a little bit invasive for her. We're gonna go slow and easy. We're gonna ask for that foot. We're gonna tie it up to the saddle, and she's gonna get pretty irate here in a second. Keep that foot up. Keep it right up about there. Put another 1/2 inch in this. And then I'm gonna just get rid of the extra rope for now. Then we're gonna ask her to move, and this is what it gets to them just a little bit. But just fell right on it. We just want to show her that she's on 3 legs now. We don't want to hurt her, but we don't. At the same time, we want her to figure out that she doesn't have all the freedom she used to have. I can't stress enough that this is a training or a trust gaining technique. So we've got to let her figure it out that she's only on 3 legs. I'm going to take that hip away now, or ask for that hip to kick out a little bit. She's got to come to me. She's really looking for sympathy, I guess. But at the same time, she's also a girl, good girl. I'd like to get her moved around here a little bit. Forward motion. There you go. I'm gonna take that hip. Good girl. She's going to that knee. She's actually giving to the process, and that's ideally what we want. Good girl. Good girl. But now we're gonna accentuate that. I'm gonna take that other rein, and we're gonna ask her to give her face to the side, to the right side. We want her to flex to the right, which will then put that left knee to the ground. And this is what's tough for her. We're also gonna get this stirrup up and out of the way. You won't be able to see it, but you'll see that the stirrup's up on the saddle horn. I want to keep that side of her body comfortable if she does lay down on that. So I'm just going to request. When she starts to give, I'm going to give back. Request, release. Request, release. Request. Good girl. Release. Request. Request. I'm requesting with this right hand. This right hand's pulling on her face. She feels very vulnerable when her feet are on the ground. A horse is an animal of flight to get away from fear. Picture if there was a pack of wolves on a wild horse, they wouldn't want to get on the ground, they'd want their feet up and moving. And when we put them to the ground, they're a very vulnerable state in their mind. As for the face, she gives the face. Now I'm going to take her off balance a touch with this red rope. Good girl. It's such a trusting issue. That a girl. Easy. That a girl. Now, to really sell this, we want to be able to put her head to the ground. And I want to do it with my human hands, showing her that she can trust us, just like tucking your kids into bed. This is such a trust gaining issue, her technique. When she came here, this filly would have never thought of trusting us at this point. But it is huge. And she's still, you can see she's a little on guard. We're gonna just desensitize. We're not gonna slap and flop and flip out on her here. We're just gonna gain trust. This is a trust gaining technique. This isn't a desensitizing to the point where we're gonna scare her to death. She's in a vulnerable state and she's learning to trust us now. Touching these hind legs. Big old sigh. That's great. And she's seeing us all with this right eye. This right eye was huge for her to see us out of before. It was a big deal for her. She did not care for it. Take that off the stirrup. Or the stirrup off the saddle horn, I should say. We're going to ask her to get up. That a girl. No, you're going to stay down though, okay? Just stay there. This is very, very handy for first time getting on one too. No, just get your feet up there. We're going to hold her up. Now I can work on her from the same position I'll be when I'm riding her. And she's going to get to see me up here, just like if I was on her back. And I can move around because this is a huge, huge thing on a baby that's never had a rider on them. They can get a chance to see me up here and see my movement, see the flopping, and our first ride isn't so invasive for us as a human. Just holding her up a little bit there. Good girl. Make it so that eye can really see her, see us, I should say. Still ready to get off if I have to. I'm not I'm gonna just jump right on. Good girl. Now she gets up, we're on for the ride. Good girl, just rocking her a little bit, relaxing, moving our feet, getting her used to that spur a little bit, jingling, not the spur in her side or anything, just getting the jingling, the noises. Good girl. Really working on that right eye. If we want to work on the left, I think we'd lay her down the other way. Good girl. This is where we'll get off. Take this rope off this leg. And ask her to get up. Step. Good girl. Seeing that she can walk just fine again on all fours. Huge trust gaining technique. This is Jesse Krier, and you've been watching the Greatmats horse training series.
Greatmats is a national flooring retailer. Contact Greatmats for free samples, free design help, and live customer service today. If you like what you've seen here, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow Greatmats on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Twitter.